You are not needing to adjust your vision. That is the Pacific Ocean. That is the iconic Huntington Beach Pier. And yes, that's a skateboard and a surfboard making the X Games logo, because we are in Huntington Beach at the US Open of Surfing at the first ever Lexus X Games Vert Pro, but I think I just maybe made up an abbreviated. Let's just go with it. It's the Lex Games. My name is Sulema Masekela. To my left is Amelia Brodka. And Amelia, you were in Paris, commentating park at the Olympics 5 minutes ago. Why are you here?
Because this is where the vert ramp is.
Yes.
I really miss seeing vert out there. You know, there's so much progression in this field, and I am really excited to see these skaters just make this ramp.
Well, we are happy that you made the trip across the pond. Love this partnership between X Games and the World Surfing League at this first ever Lexus X Games Vert Pro. First up is going to be an incredible field of young women here on the shores of the Pacific. And as we see this list of great names from around the world, Japan, Australia, all parts of America, down there at number 10 is a little secret from San Diego named Reese Nelson.
Reese has just been skating her little heart out to progress and create tricks that no one's ever done before, including the hamburger, the kick cap, kick flip roast beef, and the breakfast burger, the kickflip roast beef fakie, and I hear she's now doing it switch.
I hear so too, because we saw it in practice. She is the real Slim Shady on this vert ramp. Really took the world by storm virally on Instagram at about 7, 8 years old. And then, of course, coming under the wing of one Mr. Tony Hawk. But there are 9 other women in the field. Let's meet them all as I throw it up to the vertical cowboy, the pride of Australia, the one and only Jason Ellis, mate, with the announcements.
What about now? There you go. The West Coast Cowboy is officially plugged in. Look, I don't do computer stuff, all right? I didn't know that there was on-off switch for a microphone. But I'm here, and it's sunny. It's a little bit windy, but I'm announcing, so I don't have to worry about the wind. But these girls do, and they're fearless. They don't care. The future of female skateboarding on vert has never been better. I can officially say that. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. At the top of the list, we got Nina Ye, 14 years of age from Oceanside. O-side. I've been there a lot. Give it up for her. 14. And then we got Joey Yabro. You are 11 years old. You are 4'11", which means after you retire from skateboarding, you could play Chucky or Yoda. Because that is 4'11". I want to be 4'11". I'd be so much better at skateboarding. Jordan Santana from Texas. Riding for Soy Skateboards, greatest skateboarder, most stylish skateboarder that ever lived in the history of the universe. And then we have Harlow Johnson. She's from Flow Rider, also known as Florida, riding for Welcome Skateboards. Grace Marhoefer, 21, also on Welcome Skateboards. One of the greatest eggplants I've ever seen in the female world. And then we have Jada Ward from the Outback Steakhouse. She can go to the Outback Steakhouse whenever she wants and get a free shrimp on the barbie. That's how that works. Jordan Barrett up next from Oceanside, riding for Birdhouse. Give it up for Jordan, everybody. Juno Matsuka from Japan, 13 years of age, riding for Creature Skateboards. Kahana Ogawa, also from Japan, and she is a demon. And then at the very end of the list, a fellow Red Dragon, a Canadian, a person that gives me candy at Easter and Christmas, all knitted in a little bunny rabbit or a Santa head. Give it up for Reese Nelson, everybody. All right, everybody, just so you know, I don't know if you're new to vert contests, but the louder you are when these ladies drop in, it helps them go berserk. You'll see. If you're very loud, they'll hear you, and then they'll go berserk, and then we can change the face of skateboarding. I'm the announcer that makes this thing work, And I'm telling you, if you see something you like, you let them hear it, and they'll go bigger and better. And like I said at the start, there's never been a better female vertical skateboard existence. These guys are insane. So just pump them up, all right? It's windy, it's dangerous, they need your help. Thank you. Back to you, Salema.
Thank you, Jason Ellis. I mean, you will not get more colorful descriptors for any vertical athletes than Jason Ellis, as we are in 30-second runs, 4 runs for each of the women. And first up from Oceanside, California, Nina Ye.
So the format for this event is that they get 4 runs, and then the best run counts. She's putting together a strong one so far. Almost coming up on that lean tail and making it work.
Do you want to hear something sobering? Nina started skating after the pandemic.
What? Wasn't that like yesterday?
That was 5 seconds ago, and now she's one of the best vert skaters in the world.
What a run. Oh my goodness. She put together so many tricks back to back to back right there.
Born in China, moved to the United States of America when she was 1 year of age. Yeah, I'm sure there are people right now at home being like, she's been skating for 4 years? Incredible.
Absolutely. Especially vert. I mean, just learning the pump in itself takes time.
Yeah, owning those transitions as if they were nothing. As Jason said at the top, the wind does play a factor, especially when we're on the beach. The score for Nina was a 57 for that first run. Best score will be kept out of the 4 runs that these athletes are taking. You can see as young Joey Yarbrough out of Vista, California, North County, San Diego, you see her t-shirt making a little ruffle, letting you know that the wind is there with a nice backside air to start things off on that first wall, then going alley-oop.
Taking that front foot off to make it a judo. Doing a caballero. Steve Caballero might be in the crowd right now cheering for that. Nice front set air going right into the Smith grind. Joey doing a nollie tail grab and a Madonna to boot. She's been progressing so quickly with each and every event, just bringing new tricks like that hurricane. Bringing the tech into the grinds as well.
11 years of fury. 11 years, I just can't, 11 years old. At 11 years of age, I could barely tie my shoe.
We actually saw her when she was 18 months old at her first ever exposure event. She was in the Learn to Skate clinic, and now she's just absolutely destroying these vert ramps.
Incredible. Clearly she was paying attention. Former junior lifeguard, by the way. So this is a home game for her at the beach as young Jordan Santana is waiting to drop in. The score for Joey Yarbrough, a 69. Excuse me. Yeah, 69. As Jordan Santana from Houston, Texas.
Jordan's been skating all of the park qualifiers and then also spending a little time on vert, so it's really nice to see her getting her tricks together here, flowing, using the ramp properly, and doing a McTwist, squatting it out, but saving her speed. She was one of the first in the women's field to bring that trick into competition.
Incredible, as she got literally the gospel of skateboarding from Christian Hosoi, the legendary skateboarder who is also a preacher, went to her church, and she caught the spirit, said, I want to learn how to skateboard. Christian Hosoi has been sponsoring her ever since, and look at where she's at 12 years later.
What a true blessing. The skateboarding as well, having Jordan in the mix, doing her McTwists.
I like the jersey as a motocrosser, letting us know as Harlow Jonesy standing by to come in next.
We might have a couple seconds here as Harlow makes her way back up the stairs. Our next skater dropped in for a little extra warm-up run.
And listen, in Vert, traditionally, in between runs, you're always going to see athletes, and the men or the women, trying to sneak in just to keep feel with the walls. But you don't want to have to wait, especially if you're 5 or 6 to go and you haven't practiced. Just feeling the transitions helps before you run.
Definitely. You want to put get those contest jitters out of the way. So she just got them out of her system. And now she's starting off with a nice 50-50. Usually, typically just skates bowls out in Florida, but really, clearly knows how to adapt to a vert ramp, doing some nice backside airs there. Standing up on that invert right into a Smith grind.
She was doing virtual contests when she first started skateboarding. Again, someone who started skateboarding during the pandemic. And she was like, oh, when she got to live contest, she was like, oh, this is cool, this is different.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw some of her video parts in the virtual exposure events, and then she just came in person, and you know, she realized when you've got the vibe of the crowd there, it really helps you push yourself, try something new.
The vibe, I still can't get over every time we see the shot as we're waiting for Grace Marhoefer, that is the actual Pacific Ocean behind us. It's not the first time that X Games has been to Huntington Beach. We used to actually have our X Games surfing events right here at Huntington Beach in the early 2000s. So this is really a coming home for X Games as Grace Marhoefer getting steezy with the invert.
Yeah, she's got the best eggplants in the game. And this is someone who grew up on Cocoa Beach, so definitely no stranger to skating at the beach. And then doing that beautiful frontside air disaster. Her style is really something to appreciate as she does that frontside invert. Just such great flow and finesse.
Cocoa Beach, Florida, also the home to the greatest surfer of all time, Mr. Kelly Slater. If he's watching at home, he's like, yeah, nothing but the greats come from where I'm from. Yeah, that Jason Ellis said at the top, the best eggplant that he has ever seen belongs to Grace Marhoefer.
It's just so inverted and so stalled out. The way she tucks her knees, it's a work of art. Oh, currently sitting in first place
with
74.
Literally each person who's dropped in has taken over first place. We are 4 runs in, and as you can see, nothing but full pulls from these 30-second runs. Our athletes are fired up here at this inaugural Lexus X Games Vert Pro.
Stand up!
As we are heading into our 5th rider out of Palm Beach, New South Wales, Australia, mate. Jada Ward. I love this young woman's style. Just grace and power merging together perfectly. And as we've seen the scores climb, what are the judges looking for?
The judges are really taking style into account, as well as the trick difficulty, and you need to stay on the whole run. So 30 seconds, it's about 12 walls. You want to link all these tricks together, and you want to kind of diversify what tricks you do from wall to wall. And the thing about Jada is her dad is a vert skater, Trevor Ward, and he's certainly taught her well. So we will see some full runs from her. That's going to be a throwaway.
Full throwaway for her. Also riding for Hosoi Skateboards. Christian Hosoi is in the crowd. I wonder if he was on the flight home from Paris with you. As we welcome in Jordan Barrett from Oceanside, California.
Jordan Barrett, typically seeing her in park events. She skated in the first ever Olympic park contest in Tokyo just a few years ago. So stepping back into vert is a little bit new to her.
What is the difference transition-wise as an athlete when you're transitioning from park to vert?
It's kind of like pressing the slow-mo button. You've got to slow all your tricks down. You got to even slow down the pump and the takeoff. So a little bit of patience comes into play, but definitely a bit easier to get those air tricks going. And you got to pump really hard, especially on this ramp in the wind.
Put on your seatbelts as Juno Matsuoka is in and flying with that big giant alley-oop here in the vert ramp out of Osaka, Japan.
And doing a McTwist, going right into a kickflip mini. The way that she just lets go of that in the air and throws it under her feet is something incredible. Putting together a really great run, doing the alley-oop kickflip mini this time. And now taking the method, going to fakie. Oh, cat judo! Staying on! Wow, Juno Matsuoka. Nice Madonna there. Crowd loving it.
There's something about watching Juno. With each make, she gets, it's like a video game. She gets more power for each wall, where she probably could have gone another 30 seconds. She just gets so hyped after each make.
Yeah, you see the facial expression, and then you just see her land everything, even when it's kind of gone a little bit awry.
It's
she
got
can save it.
Yeah, a little bit of that Bob Burnquist in her, where she's like, I'm hanging on whether it matters or like, we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, 13 years of age. Got fourth at Vert Alert. That was the first time I got to really see her shine.
Wow, she just jumped in the first with a 90.
Look at that. We break into the big scores. And of course, of absolute course. So, you know, at the top of the show, we said, you know, it's the Reese Nelson show. And Juno's like, respect, but I am here too. As we welcome in Kihana Ogawa.
Hana's got a really great bag of tricks. We saw her win the Exposure Best Trick event with a backtail shove. So, great style as well.
You lip trick jinxed her.
I know,
Amelia.
I'm so sorry.
You
Hana,
really
will you
did.
ever forgive me?
She entered right into that front Smith when you were bragging about her backtail shove. Was it backtail shove?
Backtail shove, yeah.
And yeah, the front Smith just ran away from her. But we will see the young legend from Hugenu Maikaigen, Japan, shortly as she's getting some coaching from Christian Hosoi in the crowd. And there she is, Reese Nelson.
Alley-oop 540, wow, what a way to start. Right into the 360, going to fakie. She like even tweaked her back wheels over the coping. That was incredible.
The power and style of this 11-year-old who skates like she was sent here in a time machine from the 90s.
Wow, there's the switch front feeble right into the backside 360. That was an incredible run, like you said. It had the power and the style, and it had the technical trick selection.
I'm not a judge, but I can tell you something for sure. Reese Nelson is in first place. It's just a matter of the number.
Oh, she might be in second place for now.
Oh, look at that.
For now.
That's why I'm not a judge.
That was a safety run, Salem.
That was a safety
I
run.
think you're just predicting the future.
Well, look at this opener.
Yeah, the way that she tweaked that back foot over the deck on the 360. Right into the alley-oop cab.
I was wrong. Therefore, I am not a judge.
I think you just know what's coming. You know what's coming.
They get 4 runs. We've got 1 done. Reese Nelson is not in first place. Stick with us. This is going to be a battle at the beach here at the Lexus X Games Vert Pro. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I.
Welcome back to the Lexus X Games Vert Pro, aka the Lex Games. Selema Masekela and Amelia Brodka. We are sitting under magical bluebird skies here at this inaugural event, and you're taking a look at our leader, Juno Matsuoka from Japan, who absolutely set the middle of this vert ramp on fire. Reese Nelson right behind her. And this is why we give them 4 runs. I predict that we'll see all sorts of shifting in this leaderboard, Amelia.
Well, the thing about Juno is she did multiple flip tricks in her run and a 5. And I think Reese just kind of wanted to get one under her belt, just landed the safetiest of safety runs for her. Right, which that would be any person's dream run. But now, we'll get to see everybody skate again in run number 2.
And traditionally, the level only rises with each run, as Nina Ye from Oceanside, California, just got a 4th place at the Jackalope event in Mississauga, Ontario in June.
Formerly training to be a competitive figure skater, but when all the ice rinks closed during COVID, she found skateboarding, and thank goodness, because she's got that huge alley-oop weddle to start her run. Already looking more powerful than the first. Doing that alley-oop, taking her foot off, a nice little andract.
Imagine being 11, on track to do something else, like be a competitive ice skater, and then just pulling an audible. To have the presence of mind as a child is to pull an audible and be like, oh, I'll become a world-class vert skater instead.
And her progression rate is just incredible. I mean, vert takes a long time to learn, but apparently not for Nina Ye. She was trying to end her run there with a fakie to fakie 5, trying to really increase the level of difficulty in her run.
Pretty impressive at 14 years of age. Literally was like under the tutelage of Olympic champions as an ice skater.
Well, I'm really glad she found skateboarding.
Yeah, me too. We as well. As coming in again off the roll-in is going to be Joey Yarbrough.
Blasting a huge alley-oop backside air to start, and then the only skater that we see going nollie, so popping up her front wheels and grabbing tail there. She actually also donates her time to teaching clinics at our Skate Rising events. Just a lovely human being, giving back at a young age. Putting together a really solid run here, frontside ollie, then doing the hurricane, bringing the tech, and the kickflip ending! Wow, and she gets it! I think that was her first ever in competition. Nice trail slide.
Flicked and clicked it like it was something that she does every day. Look at that smile.
I saw her try that at Woodward last year for hours, every single day, and she didn't get it. So to see her landing it in competition is really something special.
I love that, you know, she's gonna be heading into 6th grade this September, and when her friends are like, what'd you do this summer? Like, oh, I landed my first kickflip indie at a contest. What did you guys do?
Yeah, seriously. She's so modest, though. She'd probably say, like, oh, I just went skateboarding, you guys. All right, next thing we've got Jordan Santana for his soy skateboards. Short and sweet.
Came in hot. He was coming in hot there on that wall.
That's what I like about this format, though, Selema. You get 4 chances, and only your best one counts. So you can have 3 throwaway runs if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, which most wouldn't, but yes. As we are in our 2nd runs, Harlow, Johnsy, Satellite Beach, Florida. Starting off with a high-speed 50-50.
Nice, going alley-oop on that backside air. Looking really confident. Wow, really stalling that invert. You gotta appreciate how just inverted she gets on it. Oh, just coming off on that frontside air. Looked like she didn't quite trust herself on that one. As far as vert ramps go, this one's a big one.
Not small.
No, not at all.
And
It's a lot of pumping to just get to the top.
And sometimes athletes can get a little lost in a bigger ramp.
Definitely. If you're low on speed, there's not a lot you can do to get better.
Well, here's Grace Marhoefer, again, Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Just oozing with style and grace, living up to her name for sure. Nice slog fast plant, doing an invert as well. Oh, taking that front side air to disaster, almost clipping. The fact that she made that was death-defying.
I like how she, after cheating that, she said, you know what? We'll call this a wrap.
Yeah, I mean, she knew too, like she didn't have a ton of speed on the next wall, so she just probably thought, oh, I'm not gonna waste my effort. The eggplant, just that is the way that it's supposed to be done.
Textbook. If you look up eggplant in the dictionary, do they still have those? That's the picture you would see.
Yeah, not the nightshade vegetable, that.
That. Well played, Amelia, well played. As Jada Ward with a gorgeous alley-oop backside air to start things off.
Nice stalefish, staying on this time. Oh, there's her 540. She literally just learned those like 2 months ago, so to see her put it down in a run is just so rad. We saw her at X Games Ventura, and she did a trick that her dad used to do years ago, the nose grind shove.
Yes, she did.
It
Killed
was,
it.
yeah, so beautifully done as well.
And somehow that only earned her a 6th place. That's in best trick. That is just how incredible this field of women are in vert in 2024.
And here is one of the women who has helped pave the way for these younger girls at such a young age, already a veteran in the sport, an Olympian, doing a frontside invert. Nice alley-oop backside air. Jordan Barrett just coming off on that 1-foot weddle.
How crazy is it that at 25 years of age, you are a straight up old person in women's vert skateboarding?
Yeah, it's this field especially. It's just they have the access to these ramps, and they're able to start early, and they've had the privilege of seeing women skate throughout their whole lifetime. So it's always seemed possible for them. It's always been available to them.
And that also, there's also that digital ability to just be able to go to YouTube from a young age.
That's
and
true.
Study these tricks over and over and over again and not be afraid.
And see other women doing it.
As our leader is in the ramp with confidence, Juno Matsuoka letting it fly.
Wow, the way she tweaks every trick, just with authority.
540 to kickflip Indy.
And the blood slide.
With the blood slide.
And the alley-oop kickflip Indy to boot. Juno putting on a show. Count Judo right into the Madonna. Alley-oop Madonna, wow. Just aiming that is so challenging.
Let's go, Juno. Somehow or another, literally picking up where she left off in her last run, started that run at a 90 in energy and went to like 150.
Absolutely, and it did increase her score. It's like she heard you say, oh, I think Reese is gonna be in first, and she's like, no, 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 let me show you what I am here to do.
Yeah, she's like, let me sprinkle a little something else on it. Takes that 90 to a 91. We've got ourselves a competition.
Absolutely. Her favorite skater is Moto Shibata, and you can tell in how stylish she gets with all of her airs, tweaking those methods,
and that
lean airs.
That like confidence too of Moto, who of course is a mentor of hers since she was a very young age, at 5 years of age, getting to skate with him. We're getting to see the worth of that proved here at the Lexus Vert Pro as Kihana Ogawa drops in inspired.
standing up on that 5-0, making it look good. Oh, just, again, the Smith grind. You know, maybe that's part of the coping's a little sticky. She might be getting caught up on something over there.
We've seen a couple of people look like they've gotten stuck in that same wall on the north-facing wall, as we are facing the beach. How's that breeze, by the way, that ocean breeze?
I mean, it's
wafting.
Nice for us, but sometimes when you're skating vert and you're trying to do a flip trick, you don't really want any wind at all. So,
at least not as windy as yesterday, as Reese Nelson is dropping in focused.
oh, going alley-oop on that 540, grabbing the nose and then tweaking that back foot out over the deck on the 360.
Nice frontside ollie.
No sliding to fake. You're right into the switch from Feeble. Reese Nelson. Switch. 360 ollie.
There it is.
What? That was switch and regular. No way. Oh, wow.
Breakfast burger switch and then regular to fakie. She said, hold on. Hold on, friends. I'm interested in first place. The judges wasted no time. A 92.5. Reese Nelson finds herself in first place.
I mean, just the breakfast burger within itself, flipping your board and catching it with your backhand between your legs.
Roast beef is the grab.
And then going to fakie, and then doing it switch.
Back to back.
What?
Woo! The battle at the beach. The sand is hot here at the Lexus XGames Vert Pro. 2 runs to go for the women. Stay with us.
Stand up!
Well, these young women decided to bring all of the heat. Reese Nelson, in her second run, found herself sitting in second place and then just went to town.
I mean, just doing a breakfast burger regular, I don't think anyone else has done that. And then she did it to switch. It's just so technical.
And this start here with that switch feeble grind lets you know, like, okay, it's coming.
And the switch 360 ollie.
So here we go.
That's the switch one. And then right to regular. Oh, wow.
And scene. Reese Nelson is our leader, sitting on that 92.5 after Juno Matsuoka had just upped the ante herself, followed by Grace Marhoefer. Again, this is the first ever Lexus XGames Vert Pro at the beach in conjunction with the US Open of Surfing here in Huntington Beach, California. And the women setting the tone. We will have the men's field shortly after this one, so stick with us for the rest of the afternoon. Excited. Jimmy Wilkins, Mitchie Brusco, Khury, just a couple. Elliott Sloan, a bunch of X Games gold medalists coming to party after the women. But the women are setting the standard right now, letting them know. As we are back up to the top of the order with Nina Ye.
Nina Ye kicking her foot off on that first air this time and getting the front stale. So she's bringing a different run to the table here, which the judges are going to appreciate. Doing a nice invert right out of the front disaster. Oh my gosh, I don't know how that worked. That people, the faking was just crazy. And doing the 360 judo, what is happening?
That was terrifying.
Woo. Okay, those last couple tricks, I don't know how she willed those into being, but that was very impressive. It was like a ghost feeble grind. It was like, didn't quite get on the coping, but the fact that she was able to maneuver it was so crazy.
The stakes are high on those coping tricks. I think sometimes it's easy to think, oh, well, you know, big airs, yes. But the stakes are just as high on lip tricks as Joey Yarbrough is up and flying.
Doing the nice nollie tail grab. I love the style on that. And the frontside Smith grind, kicking her foot off on the judo. Getting a nice Madonna frontside ollie. She's just progressing with each and every event. Doing the hurricane into the kickflip Indy. Oh, it just gets away from her that time. But she still has a big smile on her face, knowing that she landed her first ever kickflip Indy in competition in her last run.
Joey Yarbrough is also a highly skilled chess player. Challenges a lot of the older skaters. Apparently, she has whooped on Mitchie Brusco in chess many a time.
I could see that. She's a very smart,
True.
smart girl.
Houston, Texas, in the vert ramp. Jordan Santana, lovely rock and roll to start things off.
Nice big twist, getting that every try. Lost a tiny bit of speed, but she's already got it back. Nice going front side.
And as you mentioned, Jordan was really one of the first women to make the McTwist a standard for women in competition.
Yeah, she brought it to the table maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, trying to go into the first Olympics. And then we saw her just do it at the Vert Alert event, the first ever Vert Alert. And ever since then, every single contest, she's just got it on lock. And I think she's inspired a lot of other girls to learn it.
If you see it, it's like, okay, now we can do it.
Exactly, and I think that's why there's been so much progression in the girls as well, just seeing other girls and other women skate.
And how about the fact that, you know, we just saw that shot of Christian Nasoy with her, like the legends of skateboarding really working to help this field and crop of women continue to elevate their game as Harlow Johnsy is in the ramp.
Wow, she really held that invert that time. We're going right into the Smith grind. Working her way across the ramp. The judges appreciate too when you kind of go from one side to the other, use the entirety of the ramp. Unfortunately not completing that run, but it was looking like her strongest one so far.
Now, Harlow not wearing elbow pads as well as Grace Marhoefer. What's the thing for some skaters who will wear, vert skaters who wear or not wear? Where's the preference lie?
You know, personally, I tend to fall on my elbows, so I like wearing elbow pads. But apparently, some just know how to get out of tricky situations like Grace Marhoefer there. You know, maybe she couldn't make that eggplant look as good with elbow pads on. She's got to straighten her arm all the way.
I blame it on Bucky Lassick. He made it, I think he made it du jour style.
I see.
As Grace gonna let that one roll away. One more run for her. Somehow or another, we are already into the third runs.
Wow, it's moving really quickly, but Luckily, this format gives you so many opportunities to do your best run. And Jada, we haven't seen her do a full run yet, but we know she's got it in the bag.
Possibility of Jada Ward jumping in the Pacific Ocean after this event high as she smashes that McTwist.
Woo, right into a frontside nose grind. Such a solid run so far. Oh, going half cap nose grab to fakie, right into the cab weddle, and the back 360 to fakie, and the fakie to fakie 5. Such a good run for Jada. Nice backside ollie, and she's back to the top.
Pretty sweet.
See the camaraderie on display on the deck. It's such a good feeling when you land the run that you came to the contest to do.
Pretty cool. This McTwist was, there's something about especially tall skaters, if they can make a McTwist really look good and slam it down.
That's what I like to see.
Jada also a former competitive surfer. He's competed in 12 and unders in her native Australia. Still surfs, but then one day was like, no, skateboarding more.
I feel like surfers who then skate have really good style on their skateboard.
I agree. For point of reference, take a look back to one Mr. Chris Miller.
Yes, the best to ever do it.
Jordan Barrett.
Putting it together so far, nice indie air, doing the frontside invert, alley-oop backside air.
I like the way she bounces. I like the way she bounces out of that frontside invert. She misses there.
So she's actually traveled the world with her mom going to these competitions, and her mom is a photographer, Joanne, and she has been able to document the progression of women's skateboarding, just traveling with her daughter.
That is a beautiful thing. She's also featured in a book called It's Not About Pretty, a book about radical skater girls by the one and only Cindy Whitehead. So you should pick that up and learn more about the history of women's skateboarding. But there is our former leader who really set the tone for what the top level of this event was going to look like. Juno Matsuoka slamming down that McTwist, skating with just raw power and abandon.
Even that back Smith, just styling it out, and then going out here by the kickflip, and the way that she kind of dive bombs it back in is just something to appreciate.
I don't know how she got that back under her foot. Was that alley-oop?
I think that was alley-oop, Salema.
I want to know what Juno has in her earpods. Because clearly, it is driving her crazy in a good way.
You just see her smiling big. It's like she learns a trick at an event, and then she puts it into her run in the next event, and she just is so consistent. And that's something that's really, really worked in her favor. Like, she learned that alley-oop 5 at XGames Ventura.
Yes, I remember. Look at that. Somehow bringing it back in.
Not going to up her score, though, because she didn't complete that last run. It's definitely a major situation. In order, like, to complete your run is something you need to do to get a good score.
Only 1.5 points, though, between her and Reese Nelson. You know she's going to leave it all out there in that final run as we are on standby for her fellow countrywoman, Kahana Ogawa. 23 years of age.
She had ankle surgery earlier this year, so it's kind of kept her off the board a little bit. This might be her first contest back, so hoping to see her put down a full run so she can call it a comeback.
Yeah, that ankle surgery kept her from X Games, and somehow she holds on to the frontside spin.
That got so loose, but you know what? That's been getting away from her this whole time, so I'm stoked that she pushed through. Getting her speed back up. Oh, going for the kickflip indie. So it's her back ankle she broke, so luckily not affecting her flick there on her kickflip indie. But now that she's figured out why that Smith grind was getting in her way, I think we'll see a full pull from her.
On her left. Well, here she is. wearing the Slim Shady t-shirt. Alley-oop 5 with the nose to start. Reese Nelson, who literally, as I think I said it at the top of the show, skates like she was brought here in a time machine from the past and the future.
What? Doing the kickflip board slide fakie and then going switch from people. Now she's doing the switch hamburger, breakfast burger. Ah!
Game, set, Nelson.
Wow, she's just adding so much more technicality to her run, especially doing that kickflip board slide fakie right into the switch front feeble.
This is an 11-year-old girl who in her spare time, when she's not riding Vert, is playing with dolls and Minecraft. That's how she trains.
She brings her dolls to the Vert ramp at Tony's so that they can watch her skate.
Well, clearly it's working for her.
Maybe they're teaching her.
Look at that. Her best score, putting some daylight between herself and Juno. A 95 for Reese Nelson. Will she hold on and win the inaugural Lexus X Games Vert Pro? The sand is hot. Stay with us.
Weekend off the grid. Pass them up.
Is this where we're sleeping?
Nah, come up here. Check it out. Weekend off the grid. Pass them up.
Is this where we're sleeping?
Nah, come up here. Check it out.
Well played, Dad.
Live up to it. The all-new Lexus GX.
Welcome back. It is a beautiful Saturday here in Southern California. We're on top of the Vert ramp. There's Juno Matsuoka. She's in second place here behind the one and only Reese Nelson, who we have not seen in competition for a little over a year, basically. And you wonder, like, you see clips on Instagram, and you wonder what the progress is like. What's it going to be like to be back in the heat of the battle of competition? And Amelia, Reese said, I never left.
Honestly, I think Reese just cares about progressing in skateboarding. And sometimes if you're just competing, you're just working on your run. You're not working on new tricks. And she went back, she just said, I just want to learn new tricks and bring more progression to the table. And we're seeing that here with each and every run.
She skates with a veteran's authority at 11 years of age. The last run, a 95, the highest of the day. As I said before, putting a little bit of room between her and Juno. But here we are in our fourth and final runs. There was a shot of Reese Nelson. And one thing that you see consistently amongst these young women is just the deepest level of camaraderie. The way they root and cheer for each other is a beautiful thing, as Nina Ye is up and flying.
I think she's delivering the most power that we've seen from her so far, really trying to put it all out there, lip sliding that disaster a little bit, going right into the invert. Oh, there's the feeble fakie, locking it in that time, going right into the cab melon. Judo 360 to fakie, and the fakie to fakie 540. Such a good run from Nina.
14 years of age from Oceanside, California, just about an hour down the road, and a nice run for the youngster.
She really saved her best for last.
She did. Again, this child started skateboarding post-pandemic at 11. Here she is, 14, on one of the biggest stages of the world here at the Lexus X Games Vert Pro.
Unreal, just putting together so many technical tricks there, doing the Judo 360 to fakie, just doing the fakie to fakie 540. Like, her bag of tricks with each and every run has just seemed to evolve.
Joey Yarbrough from just next door in Vista, California to Oceanside.
How do you have that much style at such a young age?
Yeah, I was thinking that in the middle of the frontside spin. As that Madonna slaps the tail.
Nice frontside ollie. Sneaking in a little hurricane. Kickflip Indy, she gets it again! Going right up into the rock and roll, getting her speed back up. Crail slide.
We love a good crail.
Oh yeah, it's a classic, and that was Joey's best run yet.
Straight to the hug from Juno. That's my favorite thing about watching them. They're always hugging each other, just rooting each other on, being like, yeah, you killed that. No, you killed that.
Yeah, they love this, and it's just such a great community. You, as a skateboarder, you learn from each other. You skate together, and that's how you progress.
Nice shot of that kickflip Indy there. Jordan Santana popping her head, got something in her head, ready to go. As we again are in our fourth and final run here at this Lexus X Games Vert Pro. We appreciate the hospitality of our fine friends at the WSL World Surfing League for letting us come down to the beach and party. These folks here are getting a bonus here with some X Games at the beach.
She's showing you there why she's won the exposure longest slide contest multiple years in a row, starting with a rock and roll slide, getting tech and getting that big twist that we've seen her do for years. Oh, doing the cab weddle, losing a little bit of speed, but keeping it going. Oh, just coming off on that Cavalario. So once again, this is a big ramp. You really got to work to keep your speed for 12 walls.
Well, a nice show in there from Jordan Santana, gets greeted by her family. And of course, your team manager is Christian Desoy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's the one that inspired her to skate. He's such a supporter of women's skating. He always has been.
Him, Tony Hawk, so many of these vets that have really worked, like legends, have worked hard to not just like open the door, but wave these young women in, mentor them, and really help take women's skateboarding to the next level. And the girls were like, all right, thank you, we'll take it from here.
I mean, community, that is the #1 thing in skateboarding.
It is truly a beautiful thing. Harlow Johnsy, Satellite Beach, Florida. She is on and rocking.
These are the biggest airs that we've seen her do. She's trying to do her best on this final run, really stalling that invert. Nice frontside Smith grind.
She almost has like a street style in how she approaches vert ramp.
I agree. The way she gets on top of that coping with her lip tricks. And there she goes. She's got a full pull under her belt. There's another look at that invert. That is the way that it's supposed to be done, just fully straight on that hand. And I think what you were alluding to earlier, the elbow pads, perhaps they get in the way of a proper invert.
It could be. We'll do some more investigation into that. I just can't get over the fact that the ocean's right there. Which is just right there.
Should we jump in before the men's?
Yeah, we'll just go get a quick surf between rounds as Grace Marhoefer currently
just
in 4th place.
It's like poetry in motion watching her skate. Everything is just done to perfection. That slob fast plant as well. Just the backside air. You can tell a lot about a skater when you see them do a backside air. And she's just got a beautiful one. Frontside invert. Wow, the 1-foot invert. Putting together a solid run.
I like that little invert clinic there in the back half.
Grace Marhoefer coming from Cocoa Beach. You got to think she's probably going to go surfing after this.
Strong chance. Strong chance. Learn the skateboard by going to a friend's birthday party when she was 7. They were skateboarding there. And she's like, all right, yeah, I'm into this.
Love it.
Jada Ward. Alley-oop backside air of joy to start things off.
She is blasting, just really putting it all out there. Nice 540. She just learned those like a month ago.
And I love the way she made, as I pre-jinx her, but I just love the way she made her way so smoothly across the ramp and back. And it's a big ramp,
yeah,
as you mentioned.
And that's definitely something that the judges look for. Are you using your tricks to get across the ramp, and then are you just utilizing it to its full potential?
And the more difficult the trick, the harder it is to use them to also transfer across the ramp, which is why you'll see sometimes that safety of the middle. Here's Jordan Barrett in her last run.
As a park skater, Jordan understands the value of moving across the ramp, as you were talking about. Here she is doing that right now. A nice frontside invert, now going alley-oop. Oh, there's another beautiful eggplant. And a frontside stalefish, looking pretty solid. Nice boneless. Doing the lean tail slide, taking her foot off on that weddle.
Safe to say that Jordan had a lot of fun in that run because the smile just got bigger from wall to wall to wall.
Apparently, after the Olympics, she got to go meet Vice President Kamala Harris.
I saw that.
I'm jealous.
As am I.
Maybe she can introduce us.
Yeah, maybe. Another potential surfer today, as she grew up competing in Hawaii as a surfer. Tell on that front side wall, I'm like, oh, she knows how to go off the lip. All right, it's all heat. Final run. You know that Juno Matsuoka is going to let fly.
Alley-oop, tweaking it out, method style, and then tweaking the lean air as well. In that 5 every time, right into the kickflip indie. Backside Smith grind with authority. There's the alley-oop kickflip indie. The way that she just throws it down on the ramp is just shows pure confidence.
Oh, snapping that alley-oop 540, as you mentioned. That trick, just literally learned it in Ventura.
Does that mean we're gonna see a victory run?
I believe so. Now listen, Kiana Ogawa could have something to say about it. She could have the run of her life right now. But Kiana Ogawa is the last person who could knock out Reese Nelson. Otherwise, it a winning return to competition for Reese Nelson.
That's true. We haven't seen Kiana's full run yet, so we don't know what she might have in store for us. Oh, going for the kickflip Indy. It looked like the wind kind of interfered with that one. Not quite getting the grab to put it back under her feet.
Yeah, that wind can just sort of make it suddenly turn your skateboard into a sail, and we saw it get away from her. And I am looking up at the vert ramp, and Reese Nelson is trying very hard to contain her joy smile, knowing that she's already got the win.
And I think this is Reese's favorite part, is just skateboarding, for the sake of skateboarding. So we are sure to see an awesome victory lap from her here. Going to alley-oop cap nose grab.
The style that lives in the technicality of this kid is just insane.
Salema, she just did a kickflip nose slide in the middle of her run, and now she just did a switch flip breakfast burger. Oh my gosh.
Kickflip nose was like...
It was so good, and she slid like 2 sheets.
You are looking at the present and the future of women skateboarding on a vert ramp in Reese Nelson. Look at that.
Wow, and then she was able to get her footing together to do a switch from feeble.
Too much steez.
Wow.
How? How do you get that kind of steez at 11?
That was absurd. It was absurd.
It was wonderfully absurd, Amelia. Wonderfully absurd. I can't believe that this is how we get to commentate our first event together, watching literally history being made in women's vert skateboarding here at this inaugural Lexus X Games Pro. As Jason Ellis, crown the champion.
The champion! The champion, everybody! The champion! Reese Nelson! Reese, I noticed, I see you do kickflip nose slide to fakie, and that makes no sense that anybody should be allowed to do that in a contest ride, especially at 11. But I also noticed that when you don't have pads on, which is very rare, that you have sunburn marks because you constantly have pads on. How often do you skate in a day, do you think?
Every day for at least an hour.
Is it in the sun all the time? Like, how come you got the burn marks? Because you skate Tony's and that's indoors.
Yeah, I've been at Claremont, and then I go to Claremont like every weekend. But otherwise, I'm indoors at Tony's, yeah. I don't know why it's so bad.
And I gotta ask you, the tricks that you're inventing now, your breakfast burrito, what is it? What are the killer combination there that nobody will ever do except you?
It's burger breakfast to breakfast burger.
Obviously, that's what it's called. How silly of me not to know. Reese, you're an inspiration, which is crazy because I'm 52 and you're 11, but you inspire me to be a better person. Thank you so much for what you do on the skateboard ramp today. I really love it. I appreciate it. Everybody, make some noise one more time for your winner, Reese Nelson, everybody. Thanks, Reese.
That child's gonna make enough money today to buy her and her entire neighborhood all the candy that they want. There's our final standing. Reese Nelson, Juno Matsuoka, and Jada Ward in your 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations to the entire field of women that all came through and really proved why this generation of women's vert skateboarding is the most exciting to watch in history.
I just love that with each and every event, we're not only seeing new tricks, but we're seeing new faces. And we're just seeing this progression happen at such a rapid pace. I mean, you even saw it with Reese's run. Every single run, there was progression in skateboarding in general. Just the amount of technical barrage of tricks that she put in her runs. Phenomenal.
And at their age, especially that young crew, they just get so much better within we just saw them a couple months ago. Juno Matsuoka showed up here and being like, yeah, I don't want to hang out in 4th or 5th place anymore. I'm trying to win the event. Well, we've only just begun, my friends. The women have set the tone in about an hour. The men's Lexus X Games Vert Pro will be taking place. Jimmy Wilkins, Mitchie Brusco, Khury and company, they are going to try and set this ramp on fire here on the beach at the US Open of Surfing. Stay with us for the men's heat here at the Lexus X Games Vert Pro. happiest of Saturdays to you wherever you are in the world. We are at the beach. That is the iconic Huntington Beach Pier, and this is the Lexus Vert Pro. X Games deciding to partner up with the World Surf League. Let's smash up some skateboarding on the vert ramp and some high-level professional qualifying surfing and see what happens. You're looking at a joyous vert ramp under blue skies, surrounded by people on both sides, the Pacific Ocean right outside of us. Selema Masekela joined to my left by the one and only Amelia Brodka. Listen, Amelia, you've been busy. You were in France just a couple of days ago, sharing the gospel of skateboarding with the world, and then we just watched the women. You came off a plane straight here, and we watched Reese Nelson and the women set this beach on fire.
Absolutely worth coming back and rushing to this vert contest, because this is where the progression and transition is happening in real time. And we just saw that with Reese Nelson, just progressing each and every run, doing tricks nobody is doing. The burger breakfast to the breakfast burger.
Incredible. And the stage has been set for the men. They're going to have to raise the bar. Understand the assignment. Look at these names: Ronnie Gomez, Shea Donovan, AJ Nelson, a first-timer, Paul-Luc Ronchetti, Rob Lorifis, Clay Kreiner, JD Sanchez, Elliott Sloan, Guy Khury, Mitchie Brusco, and the one and only James Dynamite Jimmy Wilkins. 7 gold medals at X Games history. Arguably the most stylish human being on any board in any sport. He recently did an episode of The Bomb Hole, a snowboarding podcast, because they just wanted to be like, tell us how. How can we get this steez over here in the snow? He's so humble about his abilities, that style, and a fierce competitor.
And he's got a huge bag of tricks to throw that style onto. I mean, just the way that he's able to manipulate board and body to put it all together. It is poetry.
Truly a beautiful thing. You have to know nothing about skateboarding to appreciate the magic of James Wilkins. But let us meet the rest of the field, shall we? As we throw it up to the grand ambassador of vert skateboarding and the proudest son Australia ever made, one Mr. Jason Ellis.
Yay! Thank you, Selema. Hey! Huntington Beach, are you ready to go or what? The greatest vert skateboarders that have ever lived in the history of the universe are here today to compete for glory and to meet me. Okay, that last bit was a lie, but the rest of it is true. At the top of the order, everybody, we have Ronnie Gomez from Brazil. And it's got skills. Then we got Shea Donovan. Only 26, I had no idea, Shay. AJ Nelson, who loves his brain. That's why he's got that helmet on. Paul-Luc Ronchetti, make some noise for Paul-Luc, everybody, ride for Creature. And then the Lord, Rob Lorifis. Clay Kreiner up next. Good to see him on the ramp. And then we got a young guy, man, 15, JD Sanchez. Make it up for JD, everybody. Elliott Sloan. One of the greats out there, the Mega Ramp King these days, Elliott Sloan. And then we got Guy Khury. Everybody make some noise for Guy Khury. One of my good friends, one of my favorite skateboarders. Give it up for Mitchie Brusco. And then the most stylish skateboarder that has ever lived. I mean, maybe Chris Miller, Christian Osoy, but seriously, at this point, it's the man, everybody. Jimmy Wilkins, make some noise. All right, just so everybody knows, these guys got 4 rides, 30 seconds each. They put that ride together, they get the gold.
Thank you, Jason. And, you know, Jimmy Wilkins, I talked about 7 medals at 30 years of age. Here's young Guy Khury, 15 years of age, already has 3 gold medals, and every time he skates, he's making history.
Absolutely. I mean, he did a body burial 900 on the 25th anniversary of Tony Hawk's first 900, and he's just bringing so much innovation to this field, not only with how much he can spin, but he's increasing his technical abilities on the coping with his lip tricks as well, so really putting it together.
Let's go fly with a huge McTwist 540 to start things off from Ronnie Gomez in his signature glasses. One of the happiest human beings you'll meet on a vert ramp.
Definitely. Also incredibly consistent. A heel flipper of sorts. Doing a varial flip indie. Oh, no, doing it to fakie that time. He actually made it into the finals at Tony Hawk's Vert Alert, and he did it like that, doing the switch heel flip frontside air. Such a technical way to start.
If you've been following the Olympics, it's been a great week for the glasses community. I forget the name of the young man on the U.S. men's gymnastics team who absolutely crushed the pommel horse, but Ronnie Gomez, another example of glasses athleticism in full motion out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Gets a score of 80 right off the bat, testing the judges to be like, hey, set the level high, I'm here.
Absolutely. I mean, putting together so many flip tricks in his run and going big on those first few walls, that's definitely going to make him stand out.
And what does that do for your confidence in your first of 4 runs when you get a full pull of that style?
I mean, you can only build from there, so it's a great way to start. Another great way to start is 540 right off the roll-in.
Oh, Shay Donovan, also from Sao Paulo. Excuse me, from Salida, Colorado, which is far from Sao Paulo. So far.
It's a little far, but he actually helped get a skate park built in his community with help from the skate park project. So certainly making things happen on and off the board for skateboarders.
Here's AJ Nelson. It's his first X Games event ever from Kokomo, Indiana.
The thing to really appreciate about AJ is his ability to stand on his hands mid-invert and do all kinds of variations while inverted. But doing an alley-oop rock and roll slide might look easy, but it's so technical. Wow, that's the beginning of what I'm talking about. He can really stay up there and take it to fakie.
Coolest helmet, by the way, in the game. And straight to a hug for Jason Ellis. We'd love to see it. Pint-sized power out of Indiana. AJ Nelson. We look forward to more.
Definitely a good way to start. Just end up back on the deck. But that is just a sneak preview of the invert variation.
Just a glimpse, huh? AJ Nelson doing what all skateboarders do when they eventually do, but for some reason, move to San Diego. Oh, what's that? You're really good? Get to San Diego immediately.
That's where vert skating lives.
Paul-Luc Ronchetti.
Also making the move to San Diego, but all the way from England many years ago.
Yeah, about 100 miles from northeast London is where he's from. Oh, look at the glory and glide of that kickflip indie.
360 flip as well. His style is just to perfection. Everything is stomped. His feet are always in the right place.
Style.
Huge Madonna.
And how about that big power, the way he pops off the lip. Oh, right then. I'm sorry. That was my fault, Paul-Luc.
Ah, that was the wind. That was the wind. It is a little bit breezy, which doesn't always help when you're flipping your board as much as Paul-Luc Ronchetti does.
Paul-Luc works as a buyer at a surf shop called Surf Ride in Oceanside, where ironically was my first job.
Wow.
Was at that same surf shop a long time ago. We are happy to see the one and only Rob Lorfis from Encinitas, California, back in competition at an X Games event. We haven't seen him since 2018. It's just so nice to see him.
And he hurt his knee in practice. He could barely walk just an hour ago. So the fact that he was able to put that many walls down, I think he's even surprised by that, because he told me that he was maybe going to do one air and then just call it. But
I think he's just so joyful to be back in the mix.
You never know what he's going to do. When he jumps in, you need to scream. I don't care if I can talk tomorrow. Do you? Because I don't care. If this is my job, is this your job? No. You need to. I need to talk tomorrow. You don't. You can just have a day off on a Sunday and relax. I can have no voice. I don't care. I'm confident in myself. Let's go.
Stand up!
And welcome back during the break, Clay Kreiner. Ooh, we talk about the style of Jimmy Wilkins, but Clay Kreiner is right there in one of those arguably most stylish human beings on a vert ramp. Was in the middle of a great run, had a fall. Maybe we'll try to show you some highlights a little bit later, but we look forward to more from Clay Kreiner. And here he is rolling in, 15 years of age, first X Games event from Waianae, Hawaii. J.D. Sanchez, this kid. Look at the steez.
Wow, the way that he was able to do that kickflip frontside air and get it back onto his feet was just so impressive. And then doing it to Weddle. Oh! Heel flip and varialing the board. Oh my gosh, just the combination here. The cab, kickflip, Indy. Throwing in a nice low-see there for style.
How's that for your casual first run ever at an X Games event here at the Lex Games, if you will, the Lexus X Games Vert Pro. But it's no surprise, he won Tampa at the beginning of the year. Also got second at Jackalope, so he's been coming, but the casual nature of his power and style at 15.
And the trick selection at L as well, being able to mix up all those different flip tricks from each and every wall. That's going to do a lot for his score. And that, there we go, 85.
We love it. Elliott Sloan, somehow or another, is the oldest dude on the vert ramp. It was not long ago that he was the youngest when he got to X Games in 2010. But what he's been able to do, not just in the vert ramp, but on Mega, it's a joy to see Elliott somehow hanging out on his feet on that kickflip melon. Been battling back injuries that didn't allow him to compete in Ventura, but I talked to him just before we went on air, and he said, I'm good and stoked to be here.
And he just dropped an incredible video part for Monster. You definitely need to watch it. He even made the song for it called An Ode to Rune. And it's just such a progressive transition skating part.
I
He's been
take
able
it
to
that,
do so much.
That Ode to Rune being Glyphberg.
I imagine so.
Yeah, he's not afraid to shred behind the DJ tables as well as on guitar. Here's Khury with a monster alley-oop 5, the kickflip Indy to start things off again, 15 years of age.
Doing a nice Indy 5, heel flip frontside air, doing the varial flip Indy. Oh! Kickflip body varial 5. Then doing the lip slide, keeping it going. Kickflip Indy 540, kickflip Indy to fakie. Solid first run for Khury. A man who knows how to work the crowd.
He is a young showman. Saw him watching the WSL event a little bit earlier today with his mom and dad, and I asked him how he was doing, Amelia. He said, I'm really, really, really nervous. Like, I hardly slept last night.
Wow.
I said, what? He said, yeah, every contest, I'm terrified. But at this point, I'm just trying to see it as a good thing. You know who doesn't look nervous ever in a vert ramp? That was my fault. Commentator's curse. Mitchie Brusco, sorry.
Well, Mitchie, that's just a sneak preview of what we're going to see because he's been putting these incredible runs together during practice. And I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah. Huntington Beach, luckiest place you could be in right now in the world, as Jimmy Wilkins. Just watch the magic.
That alley-oop tail grab traveling the opposite way that he's spinning is just so beautifully executed. And then the 540 ollie. He is the only one to be making it look that good and doing it that big. No grab.
He makes it look like a backside ollie.
Oh, going for the McKenzie. We saw him do that at the X Games Ventura event, the 720 tail grab fakie. Trying to throw it into this front as well. It's so blind landing that trick.
Only the one of two people, him and Alex Perlson, have done it on a vert ramp. He was the first one to do it in competition. Uncommon fall. The 15-year-old, though, is our current leader. Will it be the first time he beats Jimmy at an X Games event? Hang in there here at the Lex Games. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Lexus Vert Pro at the U.S. Open of the Surfing here in Southern California. Salema Masekela and Amelia Brodka with you, with the intersection of all of Orange County and the 909 right here on the beach. 4 runs in, and there he is, the young showman. Khury currently in the lead. But remember, 4 runs, we only got 1 down. Amelia, your thoughts?
Well, seeing the way that he ended that run, I think that was also an indication that he's got more in the bag. I mean, we usually see him do way more spins in his runs. So I think he just put that, I'm not gonna call it a safety run, because that was not safe by any means.
Are you insinuating that we might see a 900 today?
I think that he could do that pretty easily, actually. He's done many variations. He's done the Judo 9,
right?
Done the Body Varial 9.
True.
And all of them on a vert ramp this size.
All right, well, we can only hope as Ronnie Gomez climbs to what the vert ramp version of a WWE top rope. The giant roll-in to soar with a massive 540, the big frontside air. Tail grab 540.
And the Melon 540. Putting on a 540 clinic here. Heel flip frontside air. Varial flip bendy. Oh! 360 kickflip bendy landing fake for that frontside cab there. Just coming off of it.
What I love about Ronnie is that every time he takes a slam, he goes to save the glasses first before the body. That is intellectual power.
Well, if your glasses break, they might break your face.
Exactly.
I unfortunately know from experience. I've had to have stitches on my face due to a glasses incident.
The more you know. Thank you, Amelia Brodka, for your actual lived experience.
Oh, doing it this time. The kickflip melon. Shea Donovan, he's back in.
He is back in.
Nice frontside air. Oh no, just missing the kickflip indie. Something he can literally do with his eyes closed. And he knows it, you can tell by the look on his face, but he's got 2 more runs, and only the best run counts in this format, so you get 4 attempts at your best score.
Shea Donovan, we look forward to more, because a full 30 seconds for him will put him up there hunting towards that top spot. As AJ Nelson, manual up and over.
Oh, and doing the boneless in. I love that he's in this. We get to see some flair and creativity. Oh my gosh, that was so well done. And doing the Cavallarial rock slide alley-oop, that doesn't even make sense.
Calculated, reckless, abandoned. That's the only way that I can describe watching AJ Nelson. Come on, poke it out like you mean it.
Oh, and doing the pogo, rock and rolling it in. And I don't know what that is, but he's doing it.
AJ Nelson, I want to be your friend. I feel like AJ Nelson's someone you want in your friend posse.
Absolutely.
Like you want AJ Nelson in your car on the way to the concert.
Yeah, he's just such a sweetheart. A joy to skate with, be around, and of course, to watch skate, just making things up as he goes and making them look good.
Both Indiana and Claremont, California are very pleased right now. As we await the young lad from Wimbledon, England, near Norfolk. By the way, the people who live there are like, that's not our accent. And I would like to apologize to them. Paul-Luc Ronchetti.
Currently sitting in fourth, just looking at that podium. And it's certainly within his reach because he's got a few tricks.
Gave you the 2 for the price of 1 there with the backside air Indy. How's the power?
Oh! No one does judos like that. Nice kickflip, and he really using every square foot of this ramp. Nice body jar. Oh, the Nard jar! The flying body jar. That is so dangerous.
That's illegal in Huntington. You're not even allowed to do that trick at the beach.
It is not chill at all. Kickflip Indy to fakie, and that is going to be such a solid score for Teddy.
He literally could use a bigger vert ramp. Made it look like a mini ramp. Look at that judo.
I love the backlit with the sunlight. So photogenic right there.
Wow. That's gotta be a big score.
Not looking like he's cracking the podium based on what we're seeing on the screen.
Well, that's why I'm not a judge, because my emotions get in the way. As Rob Lorfus, he came in, nice little heel flip on the front side wall. He came and saw us. He said, my knee does not feel good.
But he
running on adrenaline.
He's putting it together. Multiple flip tricks so far. Everything executed so well. Oh, going for the rodeo. You can see the way that he's not really knee sliding. He just kind of like butt slid out. You can tell.
Yeah, Rob.
He's guarding that.
Welcome back. We're happy to see him back in his happy place.
He works at a treatment center, helping other people get clean and work through mental health issues. Such a good man.
Indeed. Clay Kreiner, you literally missed his first run because we were at commercial. We apologize.
But it's been way too long since we've seen Clay Kreiner at a contest, and we have been missing out because this is a thing of beauty. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the grab on that kickflip Indy. But Clay's got medals in so many disciplines, whether it's mega ramp or vert. Such a treat to watch.
Splits his time between Vista, California and Haleiwa on the island of Oahu. His girlfriend is the incredible Honolulu Bloomfield, women's longboard champion of the WSL. Speaking of Hawaii, it's JD Sanchez.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Blasting. Oh my God.
The pride of Waianae. Look at this kid.
Beautiful kickflip frontside air. So many flip trick variations so far. Oh my gosh. So many varial kickflip, heel flip, everything. Oh, and there's the cab kickflip Indy.
Outstanding for Daniel Kamanakai Sanchez.
He's making these technical tricks look so easy, but I assure you that they are not.
You know what his secret is? Homeschooling.
I thought it was that he had over 250 vinyl records in his music collection.
That too. Homeschool and vinyl get you to the top of the vert world. Elliot Sloan also probably has, I would guess he probably has 1,000 records as a DJ. That's not what he wanted from his first roll. As our young leader from Curitiba, Brazil. Amelia mentioned potentially we could see a 900. The ramp had enough. Now we have 540 to start it off for Khury.
Traveling so far on that alley-oop 5 just almost doesn't make sense. I mean, he's spinning the opposite way that he's traveling. Oh, just coming off on the kickflip body varial 5.
It's funny, you know, Khury, mentored by Ronnie Gomez, Jimmy Wilkins, when he was young, he told Jimmy, he's like, I'm gonna be you one day. And now Jimmy's probably going like, ugh.
I taught him too much.
Might have given you too much of the force, young man. Mitchie Brusco.
He can absolutely upset the podium here.
It wouldn't even be an upset. Like, once you get into Guy, Jimmy, and Mitchie, it's just who's having the best day.
That's a really good point, Selema. Any of these individuals could win this contest. Oh, yes, putting it together. And now going to fakie. Mitchie Brusco. The wind has eluded him for way too long. Can we see it here today?
But kickflip varial 5? What?
Just, that was a best trick not too long ago.
Indeed. If you're not following his Skate IQs, by the way, on Instagram, at Skate IQ, he literally breaks down every trick known in skateboarding, and you watch him teach people how to find tricks. It's the best. I think it's the best thing on the internet as far as like if you want to really learn about skateboarding. Well, here's James Wilkins.
Huge 540. Oh no, just missing the flick on that kick flip.
That was un-Wilkins-like.
You know, I'm gonna blame it on the wind again.
Yeah,
So it can't be his fault, it's possible.
it has increased since the women's event. The wind has increased. Well, Khury still in the lead. Can he hang on and get his first win over Jimmy? Stay with us.
Stand up!
Welcome back to the Lexus Vert Pro at the U.S. Open of surfing, seagulls and blue skies and humans flying through the universe. Khury currently in first place after 2 runs. And right off the bat, this kid said, I'm here for it. That big, giant alley-oop 540 to start things off. And you say he's got more in the tank.
Absolutely. I mean, his first run was really, really good with the kickflip body varial 5 and so many different kickflip variations. but he is a spinner, this man. He has multiple 900 variations, and I'm sure that we are going to see some of those today.
All right. We are back up to the top here in run 3 with Sao Paulo's very own Ronnie Gomez. Just a joy to be around. This kid, he loves skateboarding.
Yeah, he actually helps Vert events happen out in Sao Paulo, hosts them on his own ramp. So certainly keeping the scene going internationally and keeping this run going. Such a strong run so far from Ronnie. He's going for his signature switch over frontside. We saw that in the first run. He was trying to upgrade it with a few added technical tricks there. He will have another shot.
We look forward to it. As in rolls Shea Donovan from Salida, Colorado, originally also a ripping snowboarder.
Oh, no.
And he's having a tough one.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
Shea. We got glimpses in the first run, right? Almost at full pull.
He is such a talented skateboarder. He's got so many really incredible tricks, like flip tricks with no grab. And I really want to see him do those in his runs.
I do too. We can only hope. As in comes, I would say the real crowd pleaser, the showstopper, if you will, AJ Nelson.
Wow, just sitting up there on that invert. And the way he does that crail slide with so much style. Oh, good perfect twist. I think he's only landed those in competition, but really trying to step it up there on his third run. And the only man to be rolling in over the coping to start his run.
Which, put that in the context of what can go wrong. As well, hold on, let's just pause right here for this moment of glory. Just up there for a year. Just like hanging out. Yeah, the stakes on the roll-in, drop-in.
It's, oh my gosh, death-defying, honestly. You don't time it right, and you are falling 14 feet to your hip.
That does not sound like something I would wish on someone I didn't like.
Same.
Paul-Luc Ronchetti doing it for the beach.
This man can tweak every trick in any direction. Just so much control. And so many flip trick variations. 360 kickflip indie.
How dare he grab and pull that back in?
Seriously. Now doing the regular kickflip indie, doing a big old frontside ollie. Heel flip indie. Oh, going for the 360 varial, just missing it. We did see him do a Narjar in his first run, which is just also a trick where the stakes are really high. I mean, you're spinning 540, and you got to hit the tail on the way in. If you miscalculate that, I don't even want to think about consequences.
If the trick, look at this. How he got that under his feet is beyond me. But basically, if a trick starts with Nar, like if it's got Nar at the beginning of the title, that means you better be well insured. Here comes Rob Lorifus, the happy big man out of Encinitas, California. Found himself out of skateboarding for a little while, battling substance, was able to get clean and sober, has been since 2019. As you mentioned earlier, now working in a treatment center, helping other people battle addiction. He's got a beautiful young baby daughter at home, a 3-year-old, and we are just so happy to see him back in the vert ramp in competition.
And he's been skating stronger than ever. Just such a joy to see. Another joy to see is Clay Kreiner back in the mix. Big old stale fish, trying to lay that knee down on the board. So much power in his skating right here. Nice solid kickflip indie.
A very great follow on the Instagram.
Oh, you will not be disappointed. Oh, yes, the body barrel 540. Oh, leg shove to end the run.
Wait,
mid-ollie and make your board do a shove it, and then catch it with your feet again and set it down on the 14-foot vert ramp at the end of your run.
The last part that you mentioned, catch it, because that was the catch of death.
It was just so well.
Late shove, and then just like a half his heel was just begging to please stay on, stay on.
That man is fearless.
Wow.
Oh, and he climbs his way up to 3rd place.
Judges' approval with an 82. The entire deck, everyone is just like, they're bowing to Clay Kreiner. And all this does is raise the level. This is when we start to get into the rarefied air during the competition. JD Sanchez, again, this is his first X Games event. And he's like, I'm just gonna go 9 to 10 feet as much as I can.
Oh my gosh, the kickflip body varial 5. Right into a beautiful alley-oop lean air and a kickflip frontside air. Nice fast plant. Kickflip weddle. Oh! It's like, I think it's gonna go heel flip Indy, but then he takes it over to Stalefish. Oh my gosh, the 720, increasing the difficulty level. I don't know what just happened or why he jumped off on that, but up to that point, that run was so good.
It looked like he was going back 50 and then it was gonna do something out of that.
Yeah, like a shove it or something.
Yeah, which would be like absurd.
That would be absurd.
But when you're 15, I guess it's not. But that run was gorgeous. Look at the size of this tail grab 5.
Just blasting and traveling the distance. And the way that he throws those body varials in everywhere. Just so...
And the way he seems to just like hang out at the top like Michael Jordan about to dunk. Like he's just in the air like tongue out being like, yay!
He's got time up there.
He's got time. Says he's been working on a 900 and it's close. All right, Elliott Sloan.
He's hosted X Games at his house because he has a mega park and a vert ramp, and he flies. So many X Games medals under his belt. Going the distance on the Indy 5.
Yeah, talk about a veteran. 16 medals, 21 X Games. In fact, this year, with that back injury, was the first time that he was unable to start at X Games since 2008.
Wow.
So he comes into this event just happy to, literally joyful to be here and be back in the mix. Here's Khury. Amelia told you earlier that he likes to spin. He's got plenty of rotations in him. Is there 900 possibility? Would he be so audacious?
I love that he's just throwing all these flip tricks into his run, including the kickflip body varial 5. Going right into a lip slide. Oh, going for the kickflip Indy 5. Kickflip Indy to fakie. Indy 7.
Why?
Wow.
Why must you be so good, young man?
So that was even better than his first run, scoring a 93.5, maintaining that first place lead.
And here's the thing about Guy. I like how he not listening to me and like throwing around 900s because he knows that James Wilkins is still behind him, and you gotta do as much as you can to pad the lead. And he went absolutely ham-boned in this run.
So many flip trick variations, and throwing in the 720 at the end there, grabbing Indy.
And what's required, you know, in the setup across the flat bottom when the run is that, like we don't talk about that part about how things can go wrong just across the flat bottom setting up for these different flip tricks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a kickflip Indy to fakie, and then you have to set your feet up for 720, that's a lot of work.
Mitch Brusco.
Once again, this man has tried to go for the win for so many years, and he can do it. He will have one more shot.
He felt the win on that kickflip 5, and he was way up there. Woo! All right, James, Dynamite, Wilkins. If you're wondering where he gets his grace from, his mom, Anna Dare, was a ballerina with the Royal Danish Ballet, which is one of the most celebrated ballet companies in the world. That's where the grace is in his DNA, Amelia.
I am so glad that he chose skateboarding because it is just so beautiful the way that he does each and every trick. Like, while 540, he just travels so far and he's got so much control over the board. No grab necessary. Oh, going for the Mackenzie right there.
There's no safety.
No safety run. No, he is going all out. He wants the win.
One more running for all these competitors. This is where everybody, no matter what they did.
Khury came out hot in his first run and has only raised the bar. Will we see a 900 from him in his final run? I hope so.
Weekend off the grid. Pass him up.
Is this where we're sleeping?
Nah, come up here. Check it out.
Well played, Dad.
Live up to it. The all-new Lexus GX.
Welcome back, friends. The Pacific Ocean has never been happier as the Lexus Vert Pro at the US Open of Surfing is taking place. And it's just nothing but ripping here in the men's vert final. Khury currently at the top. We told you about Jimmy Wilkins at the top, that it was his to lose, and young Guy said, excuse me, but I'm on a heater this summer, and I'm not showing any signs of slowing down.
Well, we haven't seen Jimmy put down the run that he wants to do here. So I think a lot can change. We haven't seen Mitchie put down the run he wants to do here either. So I am sensing that these last runs will be really, really exciting.
It's gonna be the battle for all of the skate marbles here on the beach. And keep note, the wind has been increasing at the end of the day. We have something in surfing called the glass off, where the wind dies, but for some reason in Huntington, as later in the day, the more the wind starts to howl. So we'll see how that affects these riders, as it's not having an ill effect on that tail at 5 from Ronnie Gomez.
He has just been hanging on all these fronts. Wow, that heel flip frontside air didn't flip all the way, and he just fixed it with his hand. That just shows you true mastery. His first run was his best one of the day. A great showing for Ronnie out here.
Yeah, he really set the tone. Salute to Ronnie Gomez.
It's not easy to be the first one to go and to land a full run. That's quite a feat.
I couldn't imagine it. That's why I chose the microphone, Amelia. Never have to ever think about that.
All right.
Shea Donovan needs a full pull. He's given us glimpses of possibilities.
Nice kickflip Melon. That one's gotten away from him before. Melon 540. Kickflip Mendy. Oh no, just getting away from him again.
Thank you for the style, sir. We appreciate it.
You know, that's the thing about skateboarding. It doesn't always go as planned. Actually, it rarely goes as planned.
That part. Professional fallers, as Tony Hawk once described it. You got to learn to fall a lot to learn to make a run. As we await what kind of upside-down coping festival, high-speed, manual deck party we are going to get from AJ Nelson.
We're going to see something special right now. Yes, the ho-ho! Oh my gosh! Can he make it?
Come on.
Oh, wow! Trying to finish off with an eggplant roll away off that ho-ho, but wow, standing up.
Standing ovation for that man. A hero. You thought gymnastics competition only took place in Paris this week. AJ Nelson said no. Let me show you degree of difficulty.
He was up there for a hot minute just to be able to do that. I mean, this ramp was 14 feet tall, mind you. To be upside down like that, on the edge of it.
On the edge of a, yeah, on the edge of a vert ramp. Your favorite yoga teacher could never.
Definitely.
Hero. That dude is a hero. Like I said, I want him in the car on the way to the concert. Like we're getting hyped up for the party. That's who you want to party with.
Why don't you just take him in your car to the concert after this?
I am.
After this.
Bring in Paul-Luc, we're on Channing with me.
Oh. Trying to go for that varial 5.
Great showing from him. Again, I don't think this vert was big enough for him. We'll have to order up something double the size next year for Paul-Luc. As Rob Lorfis, his last run.
He thought he couldn't even take one run, and here he is.
The adrenaline kicked in, healing, power and style. Welcome back. We look forward to plenty more of Rob Lorfis in future events. Play Kreiner. Ready to dance.
Sitting in third after that last run with the late shove. Wow, really putting that knee down on that stale fish. 2 540s back to back. Oh, going for the 360 flip there, not quite getting the rotation he was looking for.
Well, we can just hope that he gets to stay on the podium. I remember at the top of the show, I said, man, don't count out. We talk about Jimmy Wilkins' style, but Clay, man, he's that dude.
When he puts it down, it's truly something special.
It really is.
Speaking of something special, though.
Shady Sanchez. Oh, the island of Oahu is smiling. Wyatt Eyes like, that's our guy.
Wow, the way that he's able to just dance around with that varial kick flipping into all sorts of variations. I can't even comprehend what he's doing from wall to wall right now. And ending with a 720.
Landed in the flat bottom. That was ridiculous.
Wow, just such a solid run from him there.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I don't even understand what happened just now because the amount of trickery, the barrage of technicality that just went down from one wall to the next was absurd.
He just hangs out at the top, looks around, like, oh, okay, I'll put this under my feet. Put this one too.
Or I'll varial it, and then I'll put it on my feet.
That was
Why not?
absurd. And look at that, a 92! JD Sanchez currently sitting in second place at his first ever X Games event, the Lexus Vert Pro. Talk about making an entrance.
But this man can easily disrupt that podium.
Elliott Sloan knows how to do it.
Kickflip backside air, poking out that frontside air. The amount of height and distance this man travels with each and every trick, including that Indy 5. Tweaking that lean.
I believe that he does the most gorgeous Indy 540 in the game.
Oh no, going for the Indy 7, just missing it.
Well, we're happy to see Elliott Sloan just healthy again and able to compete at the level that we know he can and that he wants to.
Definitely, but for him, it's not all about the competition. Make sure you check out that video part because it will melt your mind.
Here comes Khury. In first, again, Jimmy Wilkins still to go, as well as Mitchie Brusco. Alley-oop 40, alley-oop 5 to start.
There it is, wow, he made it look so easy. The way he did that 900.
Listen.
Kickflip body barrel 5, still keeping it going. Lip sliding. Kickflip Indy 5, oh no, not completing that run.
Amelia, it's not that I'm a prophet, but I did say that he was going to do a 900 in his last run.
Perhaps you are a prophet.
I've just been around 15-year-olds who just don't know how to, like, keep it in check. That was absurd. And imagine if he would have pulled that.
I know that's not going to increase his lead, and Jimmy Wilkins is still to come. Can he hold on to that first place position?
It's on that, staying on that 93.5. But that was amazing. Give the people what they want, Khury. Muito obrigado, we say to him. As Mitchie Brusco, he's showing us full glimpses of podium possibilities. This is a man who has 3 X Games gold medals of his own.
Big slaw bear. He's got 900s in the bag as well. But I think at this point, he just wants to land a full pull. Oh, no, not going to happen for him here.
Nonetheless, a big salute to Mitchie Brusco. And like you said at the beginning, you said Sundays it's not your day on a vert ramp. Most days. That's why we're watching the highest level.
That's right.
There's Khury. Stoked that to know that he's still in first place. Jimmy is the only person who can take him out. As he just looks focused.
Oh, that alley frontside ollie is just gorgeous. Oh no! Jimmy Wilkins not completing a run here. That is so unlike him.
And with that, there is our winner, Khury. I talked to him earlier today. I said, man, what's it been like this summer? And he said, Salema, I'm not used to winning. But this summer, like, I've been doing a lot of it, but I'm not used to it.
He's just increased the amount of power that he has, and he's added some lip tricks into his game and some flip tricks as well. So he's kind of known how to change his approach to really keep coming back for that podium.
Jason Ellis, Khury is not allowed to say he's not used to winning anymore.
All right, so Salema just told me that you're not allowed to say that you're not used to winning anymore because you win too much. So don't play it down, all right? You are really, really good, and it's okay to admit it. You're really, really good. It's okay, don't be shy. You're incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your winner, Khury. Your first ride, you were on top, and then you just cruised for the rest of it. But what makes a 900? You don't do one, and then you do one. Are you nervous before? Because I know this ramp was a little harder for you today than usual, and I didn't see you do 9s all the time. What are you thinking when you're like, okay, now it's 900 time? How does that work for you?
I actually have no idea. Dude, when it's 900 time, you have the feeling, you have the goosebumps, and you get the vibe from the people, you know. So 900 time could be any time.
Well, you're a legend, dude, and I feel grateful that I'm here to be around while somebody like you is skateboarding. It's a true honor to see you skate like that. And Huntington Beach, thanks for being so noisy because you helped Khury make that 900. Once again, give it up, everybody, for your champ, Khury.
One of my favorite things about Guy is his passion and fire, but it's tempered with this modesty. Like once it's done, he's not waving the flag that he's the man. He shrinks back down into like a regular 15-year-old kid, as you saw right there.
I love that he said 900 times could be any time.
You got the power from the people, and yeah, Guy, you're used to winning now, clearly. Just the beginning. Again, it seems like yesterday that he was 10, 11 years old, and we're like, oh, that's cute. And we talk about the fact that he was mentored by people like Jimmy Wilkins, like Ronnie Gomez, and now they're seeing the fruits of their labor in real time. As
He's really changed his competition approach, because before it was kind of all about setting up to do a 9, but now he's doing multiple kickflip 5 variations. He's doing different technical lip tricks. He's got more power, and he adds in some spins.
Yeah, he truly is a student of the game and is learning. And, you know, we take it back to the women who really set the tone earlier with Matsuoka and Reese Nelson. And it's just this next generation, the Gen Z and even the Gen Alpha, as we've seen a couple of kids here that were born somehow after 2012, that this is where the future of vert skating is firmly and powerfully in the hands of the youth. And we didn't know what the vibe would be like bringing this event here to the beach, to the US Open. Amelia, what do you think? Should we come back? Should we make this a thing?
I think we should definitely come back. And I do think it's worth noting that it was such a treat to see Clay Kreiner back in.
Yes.
And to end up on the podium. I mean, as you said, to battle it out with these teenagers, it's no small feat these days.
It is a beautiful thing when it's someone who you've just almost kind of gotten used to seeing great clips on Instagram and video parts remind you that, like, I too am him.
That's right.
Well, Amelia, I just want to say that it was a joy to be able to get to call a vert event with you finally. So much fun. Thank you for taking the private jet back from Paris and sitting by my side.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to sit alongside you and watch the first ever Lexus XGames Vert Pro.
Thank you to our hosts, the WSL, and to everyone in Huntington Beach. We'll see you next time at the X Games.